Hey, what's up? My name's Sinister Skater. Welcome to the channel and welcome to Worst to Best for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, the series where I rank each weapon class from worst to best and touch on the strengths and weaknesses of each weapon in the game after I achieve diamond camo on a weapon class. In this video, we're covering the melee weapons, and we're actually doing it for both multiplayer and zombies because the list is actually the same for both modes, with one differentiation for zombies, and I'll be sure to point that out to make that clear to y'all. I've done individual stats videos on every single melee weapon in the game, but don't worry, you don't need to watch those. I'll cover all the basic things you need to know about them in this video. If you have seen those videos, this worst to best includes the buffed etool stats, and of course, we'll be ranking them head to head, which we haven't really done before. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, click that like button and consider subscribing. Look at the graph. Most of my watch time comes from people who are not subscribed to the channel. So if you are a frequent watcher of my videos and are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below. Starting off with the worst melee weapon in the game, at number 5, we have the Sledgehammer. Now, I'm going to state this now so that everyone's on the same page moving forward. The differences between the melee weapons come down to their melee speed, their time to kill animation, and then their range in lunge. They all have the same exact movement stats except for one of these, and I'll be sure to point out which one that is. The Sledgehammer has the slowest melee speed in the game, the slowest time to kill animation, and has a teeny weeny bit more lunge range than the typical melee weapon. But it's only like a step, it's barely noticeable, and there's really nothing good about this weapon for all those downsides. It's just a straight up worse combat knife. It's clunky and hard to use in multiplayer. It's the slowest thing to kill zombies with in zombies. Steer clear of the Sledgehammer, never use it. At number 4, another bad melee weapon, we have the combat knife, which is the baseline melee weapon you compare everything to in this game. It has like the average swing speed, the average lunge range, a average time to kill animation, especially compared to past Call of Duty games. If you use this, you'll agree with me that you get killed mid-swing far too often with this combat knife. The addition of other melee weapons to this game has made the combat knife inadequate. You can find better qualities in other melee weapons minus the Sledgehammer. It's just another weapon that you should steer clear of unless you need to use it to unlock something better, of course. Third best melee weapon in this game is going to the Machete. This is the one weapon that has a different ranking for zombies, in my opinion, just to make that clear. The Machete has a slow swing speed, is actually the same as the Sledgehammer. It has like your average time to kill animation, but it has extremely long lunge range. It's about 3 steps further than the combat knife range, which is ow! This is great for multiplayer. It feels better than the combat knife. The combat knife is already on the slower side, so the Machete being a slow weapon really isn't that big of a deal, especially when you're getting insane Ripper-style Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4 lunge kills with it. It's not so great in zombies though, and the reason is because of its lunge range. In zombies, you can time your swing so you can avoid triggering the lunge, but the lunge does happen, and when you lunge, you can potentially get launched into a horde of zombies, which is very dangerous, and is a reason why I'm not that big of a fan of lunging in zombies. So again, this is the one difference in the list. In zombies, I would say the Machete is the worst melee weapon, and then you would use the Sledgehammer. That'd be a better option than your combat knife, and so on and so on. But again, in multiplayer, it's pretty good, especially depending on your preferred style of melee. At second best on the list here, we have the wakazashi. The wakazashi boasts a faster swing speed, a faster time to kill animation, and it has extended reach. And by reach, I mean the range at which you can get a kill without triggering a lunge. This is easy to picture with the wakazashi because it's a sword. You don't need to get as close to people to kill with it. The only downside is that it has a shorter lunge range by about 1.5 steps, but that's really not a downside because its extended reach range is the same as the combat knife. The wakazashi is fantastic in multiplayer. I think it's the most organic feeling Call of Duty melee weapon they have in the game currently, and it was the best killing zombie machine until our melee weapon at number 1 got added. And the best melee weapon in Black Ops Cold War right now is the etool, which is Funny because the etool launched in a terrible state. If you're curious about its old stats, I'll refer you to my original video. I'll have linked at the end and in the description. It got buffed about a week after it launched, and it just has everything going for it in multiplayer and zombies now. It boasts the fastest melee swing speed in the game. Before, it was only slightly faster than the wakazashi. Now you can get 104 melees per minute with the etool, which is significantly faster than the wakazashi. The etool now has the fastest time to kill animation at a consistent 200 milliseconds, and it's the only weapon to boost your movement speed. You might have remembered me mentioning this with the Sledgehammer early on. The etool runs at 5.5% faster than other melee weapons. If you saw my standalone video, this 0.5% boost the etool got from the buff now makes those grip attachments non-competitive. The catch with the etool is that it has no lunge range. It only has extended reach, which matches the wakazashi's range exactly. In multiplayer, the lack of lunge can feel a bit wonky at times, but I think the speed boost is actually incredible and helps close the gaps on enemies and secure kills. I was going back and forth between the etool and the wakazashi being the best on this list, but once I tested them side by side, it hands down is going to the etool. It feels so much better than the wakazashi. In zombies, there's literally no reason to use any other weapon besides the etool. It makes you run faster, it kills zombies faster, and there's no lunge I have to worry about messing you up and getting you stuck in a horde of zombies. I just find it funny that the weapon was a 2-hit kill at first. It was literally the worst in the game. They made it that 1-hit kill, and now it's just like the best thing that you can use on both game modes. However, if you disagree with anything on this list, as always, you're encouraged to leave your own list down below in the comments. It's always fun to go down there and compare and thumbs up those comments you agree with. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you'd like to help support the channel directly, you can check out some of the links down below in the description. Peace.